Hey guys, just from Jake Apple here, and it's about time that we start talking about the next iPhone. First off, I'd like to say that I'm almost certain that it will be called the new iPhone, just like how the new iPad went on, so I'm pretty sure they will be calling this the new iPhone. Let's just start off by talking about the anticipated release date, which is fall of this season, more specifically October, and let's just go ahead and jump into some of the features. The biggest speculation is the screen size. As you know, there were many things that we did expect on the iPhone 4S, including it being called the iPhone 5, that we did not see, that did disappoint a couple people, but to be honest, we should have expected what we did see on the iPhone 4S. So definitely all those rumors can carry over on the iPhone 5 or the new iPhone. So, the 4-inch screen. I'm almost certain that Apple will go with the 4-inch screen, because there's a certain border between big enough screen and too big. About 4.6 to 5 inches, that's far too big. I think 4.3 is as large as you want to go, because everybody has mixed feelings about this. 3.5 is already getting pretty small, as everybody's jumping ahead to the 4.3, so Apple usually doesn't like to go too extreme, so I'm expecting they're going to use a 4-inch screen. The next thing is a processor. As we saw on the new iPad, they did use an A5X processor, so I do definitely expect them to either use the A5X with dual-core processing and quad-core graphics capabilities for gaming, or even use a quad-core processor. I think the main reason Apple would use that is for marketing, because I don't really think Apple finds the quad-core necessary. Although, to try and support the 4G LTE, doesn't really need the quad-core as we saw in the iPad. I think Apple will probably use a quad-core chip, mainly for marketing purposes, in comparison purposes to many Androids on the market coming out that year. The next thing that I would like to talk about is 4G LTE. I'm almost certain that we will see 4G LTE as we saw on the iPad, the new iPad. So I think Apple will go ahead and use a 4G LTE. We did see some drastic speed improvements, and it was kind of overdue because we did expect it on iPhone 4S, but we will definitely see it on the iPhone 5 or the new iPhone. Yeah, I don't really know why I keep calling it the iPhone 5, but it's okay. The next thing is the battery. The battery life on the iPhone is decent, and it's somewhere around average on the market. The battery lasts just about a day. I think I got just about a day on the charge, but it would be great to last a little bit longer if people have to go to work. So 1400 milliamps is the capacity of the battery right now. I think Apple will go ahead and use something around a 2000 milliamp, nothing more, nothing less. I'm hoping they'd go ahead and use a 2000 milliamp battery. The next thing is the redesign of it. Apple does redesign each generation, like the 3, the 4, and now the 5. But pretty much, I am 100% sure they are going to redesign this system, most likely going to be thinner, and from all the concept images I've seen, it looks like an Android phone with a giant wide home button, a wider top, and the screen almost going up to the very edge of the bezel, an overall larger device that, to be honest, looks kind of like a Samsung Galaxy or Android. So I think definitely they will go with that. It will be a thinner device, and Apple will try and stick with this design scheme. A lot of aluminum. Should be available in black and white once again, but considering we're all asking for a larger battery, it's going to be a challenge for Apple to be able to squish that in without having overheating issues, as we saw in a couple of devices, because as you know, everything in there is pretty crammed, so overheating will be an issue for Apple to overcome. The next thing is liquid metal. I have been hearing a lot of this lately. Apple will be using a liquid metal. They use this with their SIM unlock tray, and liquid metal is a compound of many different metals, titanium, aluminum. I'm pretty bad at chemistry, so I won't go into details of that, but it's just a mixture of metals, and its intentions is to make it lighter, but still maintaining a certain level of durability and a silk-like, water liquid-like feel to it for people who like to use their iPhone without a case. So I think Apple probably will use that because, again, they want to keep it nice and thin, but at the same time, durability has been an issue with iPhones, such as the cracking. Apple really likes to use glass. And that's my next point. Apple should use Corning displays, like the Corning Gorilla Glass. I saw this in CES many times. The Corning Gorilla Glass 2 is much thinner, and it is really, really strong, maybe up to 3 times stronger than traditional glasses. I do know a lot of people who have cracked iPhones or have cracked their iPhones before, so it definitely is an issue that Apple has to look at. Because once you drop your phone, even from about a height distance of 4 or 5 feet, I'm about 5'4", 3. Even that is a threat that will crack your phone. Even though the back is easy to replace and the front is almost impossible to replace by yourself, I think Apple should definitely just go ahead and use the Corning Gorilla Glass. And with all these features added in, I think Apple can still maintain its spot on the top of the smartphone world, at least in my opinion. For all you Android fans out there. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Please make sure you subscribe for more up-to-date news, breaking news. I will be making videos as soon as I get any more news, so be sure to subscribe. I definitely appreciate if you liked and favorite this video. I'll see you in my next video.